Well, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. This morning we have an important guest. He's visiting us all the way from the Niger Delta, and I'm talking about Chief Anabs Sarah Igbe, who is National Coordinator, South-South Elders Forum, and the National Publicity Secretary slash PRO of PANDEV, which is the Pan-Nigeria
Pan-Niger Delta Forum.
Pan-Niger Delta Forum. Thank you very much, Chief Sarah Igbe. Chief Sarah Igbe is of Kula Kingdom in River State. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
We wanted to talk about, well, I know that one of your main concerns is the 2023 presidency. And you're not the only one as a people, but you wanted to make a case, as it were, as is ongoing, for it being the turn of the South-South come 2023. And one of the things I'd said to you before coming on air is that you don't have the numbers. If it comes to, the only way it can happen is if we go to, let me start off from there. You don't have the numbers. How will it happen?
Well, thank you very much. First of all, let me thank Mr. President for coming out boldly to say he's not preparing for third term. And since he's not going for third term, we have been hearing drums of war, people agitating that the presidency should neither go there or there. And we have pockets of meetings going on across the country. So we, the people of South-South, have resolved to come and appeal to Nigeria that constitutionally we are supposed to have second term. We are starved, or we are denied the presidency.
When you say constitutionally,
yes,
you're supposed to have the second. Could you explain that bit?
Yeah, I will come there.
Oh, okay, let me just.
We never saw the presidency for several years. By 2033, this country will be about 62 years. Of the 62 years, we only smell presidency by divine grace, and we are given one term. So we are saying Jonathan served only one term, while the rest served 2 terms. So we are saying give us a second term as a people, because we are the hub, the bottom of Nigeria. We put Nigeria together economically and politically. We have done so much. We have had several sacrifices to make sure Nigeria remains one. If you look at the Civil War, the role we played, if you look at the resources, right from the colonial days, we had the palm kernel, we have the rubber, we have the palm oil, we have the cocoa. We have so many things that we are exporting to make sure this country becomes what it is.
Okay.
And for some time, the oil and gas were also there. So we have intellectual people. We have demonstrated with one. And even though we are not happy with the way he treated us, but Nigerians are happy the way he treated Nigerians. So we are saying...
You're talking about former President Goodluck.
Yeah, Jonathan, yes. So we are saying that, look, give us a second chance. Let us exercise our constitutional right to go for second term.
Okay.
We agree that there's this arrangement of rotation, North and South. North having completed their 8 terms. The Southwest also having completed their 8 terms. It's a second term. The North second term, Southwest second term. The onus is now left for the South-South and the Southwest, the Southeast. Southeast, they still have a problem with their IPOP. So we are the South-South should be given that opportunity so that we can bring back everybody on the same page. We'll bring the Southeast to the same page, let them see Nigeria as their own. We are not interested in dividing Nigeria. We are not going anywhere. We want to unify Nigeria. And the only people that can do that are the South-South. So we are appealing. We are not fighting anybody. We are appealing to Nigerians to please give us a second chance so that we can play our role for leadership for this country.
Okay, thank you, Chief. I now understand it. But you know better than I do, perhaps, that it's a contest that involves many people. You've mentioned all of those guys. And what you're saying is that you're appealing, that is to say, let's talk about it. Let's reason together, is what you seem to be saying. I wonder how that is going to work. You know, I brought up the matter of numbers. And there are a lot of people that are equally as interested. So I wonder if an appeal is going to have any particular effect, considering that one way or the other, just about all the areas of Nigeria have had a shot at leadership, one way or the other, whether by divine grace, as you mentioned, whether by the military being in power, whatever be the case, every nation or every part of this nation has actually had, some stab within the corridors of power. The question still is, you're going to need numbers at the end of the day, since appeal won't go anywhere, reasoning won't go anywhere. At the end of the day, INEC is going to be counting the numbers, and everybody is going to be watching, and if the numbers are not up to par. So it's a matter of strategy now. It must mean that you feel, as everybody who comes forward and talks about this is, that we can negotiate with everybody to let us in.
Well, if you talk about number, that nobody can get number.
Alone?
Yeah, alone. So, but we are not talking about number now. We're talking about compromise. We're talking about reasoning with us. We're talking about, we are appealing to Nigerians to see reason that we are part of Nigeria. We are not from the moon. We are part of the Nigeria, part and parcel of Nigeria. And what is good for the goose is good for the gender. So we are saying, others go second tenor. We never went second tenor after several years.
But it's not as if you were prevented when
Nigerians decided.
Yes.
Because the North felt they're supposed to have second tenor after Yar'Adua. And because Yar'Adua did not go second tenor, and Yar'Adua died prematurely, and they did not complete their tenor, so they advocated, they insisted, and they came together to say they must get the second tenor. And because they felt that Jonathan would go for only one term, and for them to take over. So there was this conspiracy, and there was this coming together to say, no, whether it's good or not, we don't want it. All we need is we want our tenor. Having gotten their tenor, it's supposed to come back to the South. Because we need the unity of this country. Whatever we do, if because you have number and you put greed in and you want to be yourself alone, others will kick. And that cannot bring peace to Nigeria. We want peace and unity and development in this country. So because the North have gotten their own tenor, it is likely to come back to the South. And if it's coming to the South, the Yorubas have also gotten their two tenors. So it is now left for the South.
You're thinking of President Obasanjo?
Obasanjo, yes. We're talking about the new dispensation. Let's forget about how many years Obasanjo has served. But this dispensation, he has completed his two tenors. So we are saying, since we did not complete our two tenors, Nigerians should please see to it and support us.
Okay. Good morning, Emmanuel in Otukpo.
Good morning, Chief Yori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning to your elder in the studio.
Yes.
Thank you.
From the South. I have two things to say here, Chief Yori.
Okay.
The South, I am disappointed with their performance since 1999. Because if you just suppose what they collected throughout till now, the development over there is abysmal, and it's very unfortunate. So I don't know how they're going to put their house in order to do the right thing. And even what they did to James Iburi when he came back from exile, that even made me more disappointed with them. Well, that is just by the way. And I want to talk about the real issue, which is the 2023 general election, which is canvassing and appealing to Nigerians to shift attention to the South. We have learned a lot of lessons from 2019 election. That 2019 election has shown Nigerians that we should always go for the best. We know that though it's not written, but election, presidency rotates between the north and south of Nigeria. If the north holds it for 8 years, it comes down to the south. South 8 years go back to the north. So after this 2023, the south is supposed to produce the presidency. And we are going to go for the best candidate. We are not going to listen to sentiment. We are not going to listen to sectional considerations. We want the best. And we want the best to come out from the southwest. We want the best to come out from the southeast. We want the best to come out from the south-south. Out of the best, we get the best of the best so that Nigeria can move forward. Thank you. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much for calling in, Emmanuel.
Well, let me react to your first comment.
Sure.
Your first comment about
disappointment.
Disappointment.
With performance.
Well, if you look at the terrain of the Niger Delta, it's not like the other part of the country. We are in the swamp. And so a lot of money is required to really develop the south. Even building a road, the amount of money you spend to build one road in Niger Delta can build 10 roads in the other part of the country because of our terrain. So, and we as people of South, if we are following up with the trend, we have started asking questions. You can see why Pandem supported the probe of NDDC, that the forensic audit must be carried out holistically. And not only the probe, we also want to know who are the contractors, who are those behind whatever has happened in the NDDC. And some of individuals have also started calling the probe of the 30% derivation, that we want to know what is going on in our region. And that is where we stand. But that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. You have rightly said, we are talking of zoning Nigeria. The presidency has gone to the north, it's supposed to come to the south. If it's coming to the south we have 3 zones. We have the west, we have the east, we have the south-south. The west have done their two tenor. It is the south-south that has never had their 2 tenor, and the east. But the east has the problem so far now. The east is not even talking about presidency now, because IPOD is also giving a problem there. IPOD is not satisfied that there is one Nigeria. And we cannot entrust Nigeria into the hands of those who say they don't believe in Nigeria. So Nigerians believe in who they can entrust the presidency into that will save this country. The East believe in the South-South, and the South-South believe in the East, South-East. We are brothers. We are the same people. If you give to the South-South, the Easterner will not complain. Likewise, if you go to the East. But presently, if you are following the trend, if you allow the East, then some of that group will take it. And for you to go to other group, let us follow this thing judiciously. 3 children are from the same father. One has gotten his own time complete. The other one has gotten half. One has not gotten. Why not give this one who has got half his own? So the next time when he comes to the South, by which time he has been able to resolve with his brother, make his brother part and parcel of Nigeria, so that his brother will be taken holistically. We will support the East to get their own holistically. But for now, the best for the South-South and the best for Nigeria is the South-South. Because South-South has built relationship with the East, the West, the North Central, and the core North. There's a mutual relationship that PANDEF has done with all the regions of this country. So we are a better...
The Pan-Niger Delta
yes,
Forum.
We have done so much for Nigeria. We have worked with the Southwest, we have worked with the Southeast, we are working with the Middle Belt, we are working with the core North. And all of them knows that we are the safest place in Nigeria.
Okay.
The South-South is the safest place anybody can live. Despite all the crises we have in this country, nobody has been killed in the South-South because of religion or ethnicity. We are free-minded. We are open. We believe in one Nigeria and we must fight for Nigeria.
And the militancy in that area has been
very
much
the PANDEF has reduced it,
okay.
And we have made sure there's oil production.
Okay.
All we are asking for all what we have done for Nigeria, please, we're not forcing anybody.
Okay. Let's reason together.
Yes, let's reason together.
Okay.
So that we get a second term.
Let me apologize to Yakub in Dokwemo. Mr. Yakub, you can understand. I wanted Chief Anabs to land. Please go ahead.
Very good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Then good morning to the elderly man in the studio.
Okay. Chief Sarah Igbe.
Exactly. You see, what goes on comes on. Let's cast our minds back. During the period of former late President Yaradua, when the man got sick, and then unfortunately something happened, and then President Jonathan continued the remaining 2 years thereabouts, and then after finish up that 2 years, and then there was a clamor from Northerner that the presidency should come from the Northerner then, so that they can complete the 8 years of Yaradua. What happened that time? It's because President Jonathan had the opportunity to continue the 2 years remaining in that administration. And then because of the among us power of presidency in Nigeria, he used that power and then he made sure that he won the primary election of PDP. And then at the end of the day, he became president. So he continued that period, 2 years, he used another 4 years, making 6 years. Even though constitutionally, we will say that he used only one single time. But if you come to think of it, during that time, we all know what happened under his watch. Under his watch, the money made for military hardware, you know where it is today.
Under his watch, we know what one of the minister, the powerful minister in that administration, being a woman, we know what she did. So after they saying that, you see, it is unfortunately that we can be able to start talking 2023 now, where we are just 1 year in second time of President Muhammadu Buhari, and then still now, some people like us that supported this administration, we supported them because we are clamoring for good governance. Yes, they did their best. They are continuing to do their best. But for me, the best is not yet to come. But now, you are talking 2022 that the presidency should go to the Niger Delta. See, the elderly man in the studio says something that is damning to my mind. He says, if not IPOB in South, for me as a Yoruba man, I prefer, yes, I repeat, I prefer them using the presidency 2023. But the leader of Southeast, they got it wrong for allowing the IPOB leader to be continue agitating for separation of this country. That is where they got it from. And that up till now, no one leader of that particular region can be able to call that particular guy in order that this thing that you are calling for secession and then want to go on your way. It is not right. You cannot do that. No one of them speaking against it.
Okay.
Now, that is why they got it. Now, 2023, it's going to be a very unique and very dicey system. For if PDP continue to say, okay, we want to pick our presidency from the north, it is in their prerogative. But I can tell you, APC will say, okay, we have presidency from the north now, and then we are now throwing the presidency to the south, And then it is not between the southwest, southeast, and the south. But I can tell you, if you are going to write it down, southwest is going to take it. If the APC sold that presidency to south, because they have already aligned their political gladiator with the north. Because the politics is game of number. And if you don't have that number, you can never get it.
Thank you very much, Yakub. Let me pick up on one aspect of what he said, because I was going to ask you that. We're in 2019. We're talking about 2023. You know, there are those who are saying that, just like Yakub, he's one of many that are saying, it's a bit too early. I think I've heard it from the presidency as well, that can we face the job at hand, please? This can be distracting. What would you say to anybody thinking like that?
Well, somebody can think so. But 2023, I've started.
It has actually started?
Started, yes.
Okay.
Because
on the ground,
you cannot see somebody who has ruled coming out to say they want to rule it back. Under morality, under normal justice, certain part of this country should not be discussing the presidency having ruled, whether it's good or bad. The South, what Jonathan did.
When you say certain parts, you're talking about the North.
The North, the
North,
Southwest.
The North and the Southwest
yes,
should not be talking about 2023
of course,
if they are going to be fair.
Fair to Nigerians.
Okay.
They should not be talking about it. If we want equity, we want justice, we want peace in this country, we want love, we want to unite this country, give your brother his due right. Give your brother his opportunity. What Jonathan did for Nigeria, 2015, what he did, so many Nigerians could not do it. That his vote does not want the blood of anybody. And there are that danger. Everybody in America felt Nigeria will be divided.
Oh, okay.
And that alone
let me put
enough.
This in context, in case they're listening to the diaspora. President Jonathan had said at the time that votes for him or his winning, that there's no way he'd compare one Nigerian losing his life.
His life.
He wouldn't.
Of course.
So he was like speaking to whoever were supporters.
Yes.
Say, you cannot go to that extent. It's not going to be worth it. I don't want
course.
any one man. So you're saying that is another highly commendable.
Enough sacrifice. Even as a sitting president, he lost. He quickly accepted his defeat and congratulated the winner.
Yes.
That brought
because
peace.
that is expected.
But the country was tensed.
Okay.
We saw what happened in some West African countries where sitting president lost election and refused to leave. And the whole country, the whole West Africa, the whole of the world, the whole world moved towards that place and make sure they remove the president. In our case, no bloodbath. Nobody died. Peaceful transition. Mm-hmm. It's a sacrifice for the unity of this country. That alone is enough for Nigeria to pay back the South.
Okay, one moment,
At
please.
least we are more reliable, we are more interested in the one Nigeria, and we can build better Nigeria than any other part of this country.
Okay. Reverend Dominic, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Yori.
Thank you for calling in, Dominic.
Good morning, the elder statesman in the house.
Good morning.
Yori, let me correct Yakub quickly. Please, we in the southeast do not support IPOB. And if you say we support IPOB, it's an insult to myself and many, Igbos. IPOB is a group like OPC, and everybody can open his mouth and declare what he wants to declare. But we in the southeast are not interested in secession. So let Yakub know that, and other Nigerians who think so. The young men that are agitating in southeast are on their own. We Igbos, we don't want to leave Nigeria. We have better stake in Nigeria. Let me come to this matter, Yori. Yori, it is painful in my tongue that we're discussing turn-by-turn presidency in 21st century. And I want to talk to the elder statesman in the house. The turn-by-turn presidency, as much what I call, it is, to be nursery, to me, it favors more southeast, but I will not be part of that nonsense. I want to ask elder statesman in the house, let us tell us the three good things Bayelsa got when he was president of Jonathan for 5 years. Now, that's the question. You must answer that. And not go to South, just Bayelsa. What is the Bayelsa 10 years ago? And what is Bayelsa after Jonathan? You must answer that. Let's start from the north. If you go from the north and we go to Katsina, Katsina today has become a killing field. The economy of Katsina have not changed. We have two presidents there, Yar'Adua and the Buhari. If you come to the Niger state, Bangla came there. It has become a killing field today. The economy of Niger have not changed. If you come down here in Kano, we have Gowon, we have Abata. How is the economy of Kano today? Let's go down in our home. I live somewhere here. For you to go from here to Sango Ota, it's a hell. Abeokuta Express. You know our brother who came from that side. What is turn-by-turn presidents have done to Nigeria? We must move from that place. The man in the studio, the elder man in the studio, is older than me. I'm about early after 50. Maybe he's above 60. Can't we think how to make Nigeria work than be turn-by-turn this presidency? East West Road have been there. When Jonathan became a president, I was celebrating it, that East West Road will be finished. 5 years till now, East West Road is in that bad shape. This turn-by-turn, we must sponge it from our tongue as elders. It have not helped Nigeria, it will not help Nigeria. Let's find a president that will work for Nigeria and for Nigerians. America did not talk about where president come from. Trump is there today, it will work for America. Let's find a man that will work for Nigeria and leave this turn-by-turn, stupid argument. It doesn't work. So to that statement,
all right.
Nigerians.
All right then. Thank you very much, Reverend Dominic, for calling in. He's talking about, if I dare to, paraphrase what he's saying, it's about merit, not about turn by turn.
Well, we'll get to that stage. For now, the way the country is, a lot of sentiment in Nigeria now.
Okay. So you admit that there's much to be said for the argument of merit.
Yes.
But that at the stage of our development now,
we've not got to that level. We'll get to that level when we will look at ourselves as Nigerians. That time we change our constitution to not to even talk of where you come from, your ethnicity, your religion. As soon as we remove ethnicity and religion from our constitution, everywhere you are a Nigerian. Then nobody will look at where you come from.
Sorry, sir. Ethnicity and religion. It's not,
yes.
In our constitution. Well, how do you mean?
With whatever you are doing today,
okay.
Even you are going for a national passport, they ask you question, where do you come from?
Oh,
your ethnicity, your state, you are this, you are that. Your religion, all those words should be removed.
Okay, even though they're just for identification purposes.
Remove that.
Right now, as you know, the government is on, let every Nigerian be identifiable.
As a Nigerian.
Yes.
If you're in Lagos,
yes.
Lagos become your state.
Oh, okay.
Whether you come from the south, you come from the east, you come from the north, anywhere you are becomes like you're part of Nigeria. Nobody cares, nobody calls your name. But for now, we call the Igbos, we call the Yorubas, we call the Hausas, we call the South, the
okay.
Orobo.
So until it comes to just level, Nigeria,
then we can
wherever you come from.
I'll talk of that. Then let me also talk about what has Jonathan done.
Forgive me for interrupting you, but I've got Isaac on the line, and he's calling in from Germany. So you resume. Let's hear what he has to say from Germany. Good morning, Mr. Isaac.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir.
I would like to actually make a little contribution concerning the discussion that is actually going on.
Please go ahead.
Sir, I would like to say by starting that this kind of issue shouldn't have been brought up at this point in time. The issue that can be promoting tribalistic sentiments, ethnic sentiments, or sectionalism in the polity, I think it shouldn't be brought up.
Nobody is promoting all those things that you just mentioned, but we're having a conversation here. Would you like to address, the premise?
I would like to, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Let me go to the point. Concerning this issue of zoning the presidency to Southeast in 2023 shouldn't have come up at this very point in time. And I would like to throw the line of the last speaker, which is Mr. Dominic from Lagos. When Obasanjo, that came from the Southwest, was the president of Nigeria for 8 years, what benefit was his reign during his term of office to the Southwest? We gave virtually nothing. And I must tell you this too. When
Hello, Isaac.
Okay. Now, I'm still on my feet here. Now, secondly, President Jonathan was the president of Nigeria for almost 6 years as well. We knew what he did. Virtually no developmental project actually took place in that South region. What we're supposed to be preaching at this very point in time, at this very crucial time in Nigeria, is developmental, somebody that's going to give us good development, somebody that's going to put infrastructure in place for us, so that the country will be unified. Then we have a job opportunity by investing in infrastructure. Definitely, job will be created. Then the issue of this Southwest being producing presidency or not producing shouldn't have come up in the first instance.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for calling in. Appreciate your call. Thank you very much for calling in. Appreciate your call. Even though you've contributed to it, somehow you feel that it shouldn't have come up. Now, Chief Sarah Igbe, I'm not sure whether to go on a break now. Oh, you know what? I'll go on a quick break so we get that out of the way, and then we can just go on right until the end. Stay with us, please. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm still with our guest this morning, Chief Anabs Saraigbe, National Coordinator of South-South Elders Forum and National Publicity Secretary, PRO of PANDEV, which is the Pan-Niger Delta Forum. One of the points that we made was that, is it not a bit distracting to be talking this early about an election in 2023? We haven't even reached the midterm of this particular administration. And you had said to me, it has started already. How do you mean that it has started already?
Well, it has started because if you look at our history, look at the Zeribes and the June 12. Somebody went to court recently from a state, APC member, went to court, honorable member for that matter, asking the court to expunge the term of presidency the tenure limit of presidency, and allow Mr. President to go for a third term. If that is allowed, it means presidency has not started.
But
I'm coming.
Chief, I was going to say that some ideas, I don't know if one should go as far as saying that, hang on, these are preposterous because the Constitution is there. We know what it takes to alter.
Court, we find a lot
but
of
the court cannot alter the Constitution, can it?
Look, in Zeribe, everybody thought Zeribe and Zeribe do to June 12. At the end of the day, there were innuendos. A lot of things are underneath, and we only add June 12 annulled. Controversy started, and that is where we ended. But it is too early.
Yes.
Somebody has gone to High Court,
yes,
insisting that there should expunge tenure in the Constitution. If not the outcry of Nigerians, or if not Mr. President coming out to say, I am not going.
I'm not interested in that kind of idea.
And don't forget, Even Obasanjo said he was not interested in third term. But at the end of the day, the likes of Atiku and others came to see the president was indeed interested in third term. This is politics.
But the president was as clear as could be.
Yes, he has said so. And
he was so clear that he has no part of all of this.
That is why I started by thanking him. That's why I started by thanking him.
Okay.
I am also APC member. I supported him. I used to be the chairman of the Niger Delta for Buhari. Yes, he's not going, but nobody can predict. We've also had pockets of people, pockets of Nigerians talking of cliques within the ruling party and opposition parties, talking about how who will become candidate, who will not become candidate. The South is not our candidate now.
Okay.
We have potential people. We have people in the academia. We have people.
It's just the idea.
The idea that at least they should look at our way.
Okay. Mazi Okoroafo in Arochukwu. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, our guests in the studio. Honestly, sir, for we as a country, as a country, Nigeria, we have to move forward. That is why there's what we call equity. Now, this equity we are talking about, in Nigeria today, we have 3 major languages: Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa. Now, after 1999 election, at least Yoruba man has gone, Hausa man has gone. Now, it is time for at least 2023, Igbo man, come on board. Nigeria is a country that we have to, at least, when we are doing things for equity, at least for balance the equation. Because when you go to chemical theology, or chemical nomenclature, it's what we call equation. To balance the equation, to have that equilibrium, everything has to be balanced. Now, there is nothing wrong, another tribe or not to continue by 2023. But the thing that there is a need to give Igbo at least the chance. Now, we have seen all this issue of iPod, LiPod, NAPod, NECDA, everybody complaining, this is one and that. Now, this is our country, at least everything, at least we balance it. A, B, C, D. We have 6 geopolitical zones. Let the presidency cover the 6 geopolitical zones we have in this country. Now, when it balances each other, I think there's no advice to people that constitution, they say they are amending every day. Up to today, we are still using 1996, that the constitution, the military left for us. Now, this constitution that the military left for us now, they did not balance the equation. That is why the current National Assembly have to look into this issue of presidency and the 6 geopolitical zones we have now. We have to do it so that everything will balance. Nobody will complain. Nobody will say that they have been dropped, they have been marginalized. Because by the time we balance the equation, I bet you this issue, marginalization every day, this man goes to, everybody is certain. Now, look, we have to think positively. What do we have by positively? There is need for us as a country that when Hausa man goes to Igbo land, he can contest as a governor, contest as senator, contest and win. Or he goes to Yoruba man comes to Igbo land, or Hausa man goes to Yoruba land and contest. If we have not moved forward to that type of stage in this country, we are still playing, we are just playing the military game, and we are still playing hide and skin. Because very soon now we talk about 60 years of independence. And we are saying that nobody from another tribe can go to another state and contest and win, which is not healthy. Our elders should help us so that let the country move towards that angle of 6 geopolitical zones. You can go to anywhere and contest election. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day in Lagos.
Thank you very much, Mazi Okorafo. Chief, you've heard this. Actually,
I have no problem with this old suggestion. That's what we are saying. Nigeria should be free. And which leader who can make it free? The Igbo man sees the South man as his brother. The South man sees the Igbo man as also his brother. There is nothing wrong in between the two of them. They are the same mother.
How about the Southwest man?
The Southwest and the South are not the same father, not the same mother. But the Southeast and South, they are the same father, the same mother.
Okay.
So we don't have a problem. We are saying anybody can take it, but we are appealing.
Okay.
As a region,
you return to
as
that.
a region,
you return to
we
that
are
concept.
not forcing anybody, but we are appealing that let us have our second term. Having been starved for so many years, it took over 50 years.
Yeah, but when everybody wants to win, appealing to...
I'm coming.
Can you let me overtake you? You know, it's an appeal. How does that sound?
Look, it took us 50 good years for us to taste that power presidency. Whether there are infrastructure development or not, that influence that my father is also a member of the council is enough. We were not in the National Security Council at all. But by grace of divine grace, we were today there. We are saying, give us our second tenure, we'll go. Of course, the Igbo knows that today, if there's anybody to support them in Nigeria, it's the South-South. They can sleep with the vote of the South-South any day, any time, because we have that relationship with them. We have that bond with them. So we're not against them. But we are saying they should also consider us so that we can fight together for their two tenure. Except they also want to go to one tenure as we went.
But you seem to indicate earlier that the IPOB problem...
That is the cause of the matter, because we know the politics of Nigeria, because of that IPOB matter, some section of this country will not like any moment to come down. And we don't want this still to lose our place. If we allow that sentiment to continue, they will use that as an excuse. So that the Igbos will not get it, the South-East will not get it, the South-Side will not get it. But we are saying, we are the same mother, the same father. If that is the problem with the Igbos, give it to us. Let's complete our tenure, and we will make our brothers to see reason why we must be one Nigeria.
But is this not dangerously close to ethnic and tribal
It's not ethnic
politics?
thing. It's talking about Nigerian politics. Nigeria has come together to say we have 6 zones.
Okay. So
It's not a making of one section.
So you don't consider it...
We don't consider that. And that is why we also insisted that debate before Jonathan left, the national confirm, if we had implemented that debate, all these things would not be there.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. George in Ikeja.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Thank you for calling in.
And good morning to the High Chief in the studio.
Morning.
Uncle Yori, Reverend Dominic has spoken my mind this morning. I quite agree with his argument that we should be talking about merit and not where the person comes from. Be that as it may, I'm a realist. What is on ground, Uncle Yori, that type of argument is not for the Nigeria of today. It is for the Nigeria of tomorrow. In fact, if I have my way, I will impose somebody like Reverend Dominic as our Senate President or Speaker of the House, so that that philosophy can start from our lawmaking. Such people will come and make the laws to become the framework with which that kind of Nigeria will emerge. But as it is now, we can only practically talk about the principles of rotation, because that is what the people know for now. And it is not possible to just switch them overnight, because the mind of the human being does not automatically work in that way. But coming to what the High Chief has been saying, I wish to make 2 corrections. President Jonathan did not run 1 term. He was there for 6 years. 6 years is not 1 term. 1 term is 4 years. And if he ruled for 6 years, that means he ruled for 1.5 terms. The chief also said that the zone has not had a presidency before, and that if it is given to the east, it is the same as southeast. I beg to disagree on that. If the south side that has said 1.5 is saying they want a second term, that means they will have had 2.5 terms. What about the southeast that has not said it? Fairness demands that if that rotational principle is to be followed, it should have gone to the southeast. I know that there are issues that the southeast need to sort out before that thing can come to them. There has to be a working relationship with other zones in the country, which I have not seen. It is just beginning to happen now, judging from the last 2019 election. We can work on that in the course of time. Southeast may have to get it. That is what fairness demands. But to say, I was born in the South Side, to say that it should go back to the South Side now doesn't reflect fairness. That is what I want to tell the High Chief. If I were him, I would be asking for critical government appointments so that people in the South Side can hold critical positions
and justify. He said they have a lot of intellectuals. Yes, I agree. Push those intellectuals into government appointments and let them make impact. So we see them. Yakub already said something about a minister that came from that region that everybody knows what the performance has been. Look for those intellectuals, push them to positions, let them show what they have, and then you will have a stronger case then. But for now, I'm sorry, I do not agree with it.
Okay.
Presidency should go to the South.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. George. Your response.
Well, it's true his opinion. Constitutionally, Jonathan went for one term. The first 2 years talking about, he completed somebody's tenure. And that is why the law permits him to contest again for a second tenure. If that 2 years were counted constitutionally, they would not allow him to contest for a second tenure. So he has contested only one tenure.
Okay.
And so we are saying, yes, Jonathan as a president, he did very well for Nigeria. But as South people, we did not benefit. We only gave you one of our best who served Nigeria too well. We want another Nigeria, another South to also try his best and remember us.
But as you said, no particular candidate is in view. You just know that we have a surfeit of expertise.
We have sufficient manpower in the Niger Delta.
To choose from when that time comes.
Let the time come from. We're not interested in
But for now, it's just about making the case for where it should go.
Fair, at least let them consider us to say, yes, we have Nigerians are for once. We have given Niger Delta what they want. We have done so many sacrifices. Today, the oil and gas will suffer it. Nigeria enjoys it.
So who would this appeal be to? Although I know that everybody, just like we've been talking about, the South on one hand, Southeast on the other, Southwest on the other. So who exactly is this appeal directed at? A public consciousness?
Public consciousness, but to the North.
Oh, in particular?
We have worked with the North, right from the colonial days to today. The South has worked with the North. Even in the midst of the crisis, we stood with the North. And we have been voting for the North. So we are appealing specifically to our partners in the North to consider the sacrifice we have made in the past for them. That is the North.
But if it is as you say it is. Okay.
Just to the North. We have done a lot of compromise with them. So the West, we are having a new relationship. And we want that relationship to blossom. I was for UPN. I contested under UPN in 2003. I know what I'm going through. But today, there is a relationship between PANDEF and Afenefere. And the relationship is blossoming. We are saying they should realize that we can partner well. We call the Southeast our brothers, of the same mother. The South is only the same father for now. We want them to.
And the Southwest, Uncle?
The Southwest.
No relation.
They are the same father with us, but not the same mother. Presently. So we want them to also see us as the same mother with them.
All right.
It is when they enter our shoe and support us. After all, they benefit more from what we suffer. The oil pollution, the oil hazards, everybody, the crisis in the Niger Delta, all goes to Lagos. Lagos benefit. We are suffering. So we want a relationship where we can be able to say, yes, the Yorubas love us. Whatever they can take from us, let them take from us. Let us see them as our real true blood brother. So they should support us this time to actualize our second tenure. We're not asking for much.
Well, you're not asking for much. Just the presidency.
That's all.
Just the presidency.
That's the presidency.
And you're not asking for much.
We're not asking for much.
Okay.
When we have that, we will support the others. We have been supporting the others all through. We have been working for everybody. We have been supported. 50 years we never saw smell presidency.
But
even vice presidency we never smell for 50 years. They don't give us small. Let us get it full now. They allow us to belly full first. And then belly full themselves.
But this is what some people, this idea, even though you're smiling as you say it, so you know that there's the mirthful part of it. You yourself can't argue against the doctrine of merit.
No, based on merit. We're not talking here on any sentiment. We're talking on merit. If you talk about capacity we have, if you talk about production today, what is sustaining Nigeria is still us. Then talking about merit, we have not gone second tenure. Constitutionally, we have not got a second tenure. So it's our merit. We have the right. United have won and lost. Fine. No problem. We did not contest against Buhari. We voted for Buhari. We made sure Buhari get his required votes. So we are appealing to Buhari to support us now. Well, we've done everything for him as a region. Let him support us. He cannot just go and leave this country in chaos.
And you don't think all of this is too early?
It's not. Buhari himself has stated it. That it's not contested. If it's too early, why must you talk about contest, not contest?
Okay. Mr. Okpara in Lagos. Good morning, sir.
Uncle Yeri, good morning.
Thank you for calling in.
Good morning to Your Royal Highness.
Morning.
Uncle Yeri, Dominic and George have said my mind already. But I want to correct one thing for our elder here. Please, I don't like somebody making a mistake of saying IPOB represent the Igbos. No. Everybody has their own problem. Niger Delta have their own Niger Delta military. They are not representing Niger Delta. OPC is representing Yoruba. They are not representing the Yorubas. So, see, that comment of IPOB, that Igbos are having problems with IPOB, when they settle, then we come. We don't want to hear that.
Okay.
They are not representing Igbos. Please.
Okay.
Please, the presidency, there should be equity and fairness. If we call ourselves one Nigeria, then let us practice equity and fairness. The presidency should go to the Igbos to 2023. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As indeed, other groups shall also be agitating. And what Chief has gone and started here is that we're going to have to probably continue this and hear it from the other sides that are also agitating. But the point that Mr. Okpara made there, that was that a mistake? Because IPOB, you know, doesn't represent the Igbos. And that point has been made 2 or 3 times this morning. But you seem to say that, look, they have that issue there, and they need to sort that one out before they come into reckoning. Now, some, you know.
Let us be frank to ourselves. In the Niger Delta, we had the militants. But when the Niger Delta leaders came together and said, enough of it, Avenger must stop. Avenger stopped. 2014, the leadership under Ike Clark said, this thing must stop in our region. And since then, we never heard of it. Even though there are complaints here and there, we are able to put them under control. That is one good quality the Niger Delta has. And if you say today, the Niger Delta leadership is not aware of the militancy, it may not also be 100% correct. The militancy are not working for themselves. They agitated for the region, and they were appreciated by the region. The Niger Delta leaders appreciated what the militants did. And so because they appreciate them, they can be able to control them. And they said, stop. If what IPOD is doing is wrong, molesting people outside the country and causing all the problems here, we are Igbos. The Igbo people should be able to come out today and say, enough of this. You have given us a bad name. And if they have faith in Nigeria, they should not say they are not part of Nigeria. Despite the crisis in Niger Delta, we never said we are not Nigeria.
No, there are some Niger Deltans who said that. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not reiterating the matter.
You can see
that was before.
Yeah, even at that time, they tell you resource control.
Yes.
We talk of resource control.
Okay. Let me bring in Louis. Louis in Enugu. Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Good morning. I appreciate what you are saying. First of all, like the other person said about not ethnic and something. Presently, there is ethnic, and that ethnic is 6 geographical zones. It is accepted by Nigeria. And then those 6 political zones, they have their own problem. When you talk about IPOB is there, Niger Delta Militant, and the headsmen, the Miati Allah, representing the Fulanis, and the Fulanis are still in power. So they did not say, okay, since the Miati Allah are now for the Fulanis, as they have been saying, let the Fulani man that ruling, let them go out. So such arguments do not hold any water at all. But the only thing is that there is that kind of, value system for a long time, either between the Igbos and the rest of others, and the rest of even the Western world, fighting for one thing or the other they believe in or at. That is where the problem lies. Not mainly in IPOP or anything the way I'm seeing it. But the only thing is that whoever must be politically at the head of anything here must prepare himself, because the government of this world is not the government of Jesus Christ. In other words, that person must tune himself to the point that he must be as wicked as Satan himself, because Satan is the prince of this world. But if
Mr. Louis, Mr. Louis, I want to thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very. It's not a laughing matter. I want to thank you very much for your contribution. But I think I get the sense he was conveying that it's not an easy job. It's not a simple job. It's not a simplistic job. Whoever wants to come in, but well, I want to thank you for coming along, Chief Sarah Igbe, and starting this conversation. You said it's not too early. A lot of people would think that there are so many different important things in front of us, but nevertheless.
Posters are already all over the country. People have started printing posters, and they say it's too early. We cannot stay here. People say, oh, these people, look at the comments. The general belief is we are not entitled to second tenure. So it must convince Nigerians that we are entitled to second tenure.
Okay. If people want to look at the President Jonathan's service, you can't. Okay.
If we don't start now, Nigerians will not know that indeed they have not given us a second tenure.
All right.
If they have given us a second tenure, Jonathan would not be allowed to go for elections. Because they went to court to stop him from contesting. And the court ruled that he has his second tenure. And if Jonathan has second tenure, he said the South-South has the second tenure.
All right, then.
So we are saying allow us to go for that second tenure. We are not begging you. We are just begging you. We are not fighting you. We are not quarreling. But allow us.
It is what is fair from your point of view.
And we believe that because of what we are contributing over time, and what we still remain to contribute,
it should stand you in good stead.
They should appreciate us.
Okay.
Nigerians should appreciate the South-South.
Okay.
Because if we cough today, the country can sneeze.
All right.
We don't want to do that. We have stopped all that. We want the country to have more money. We want investors to come in, and we want our son to be there to tell the world, the international community, that if you go there in the Niger Delta, you can invest.
And that he's a Nigerian too.
And he's a Nigerian
like
too.
Any other person.
Any other person can also go and invest.
Well, I want to thank you very much, Chief Anabs Sarah Igbe, National Coordinator, South-South Elders Forum, and National Publicity Secretary, PRO of PANDEV. Thank you very much. And also, because people see His Highness, they wonder what kingdom, and you've explained to me that it's from the Kula Kingdom in River State, right?
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming on, Chief.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Indeed. So that's our program. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folani. Bye-bye for now.